We are very pleased and honored to have with us today Cantor Sol Zim, wonderful composer, songwriter, and interpreter of the liturgy. Sol, would you talk to us about the piece that we just heard, your wonderful setting of the prayer for the state of Israel?
Avinu Shebashamayim. I would like to tell you that I wrote that in 1988. There was a convention taking place by the Cantors Assembly in Israel. They wanted, as I call it, gladiator chazanut, okay? Real heavy chazanut. And I'll never forget, because they were doing a concert, and what I did is I said, okay, I gave it to somebody else to do, a different cantor, and it was on the program. It was with orchestra. It was a very, very beautiful rendition done by the cantor who did it. And I put the Avinu Shebashamayim away. It must have been for about 15 years. I didn't touch it. Listen, you should know, Josh, I write, you write, I write a lot of material. I just put it away. And then what happened was I immediately decided, instead of doing such heavier cantorial, I said, you know what, I'll do something which is lighter chazanut, which is this. 2003, I took it and I sang it in Israel, in the Mann Auditorium, and it was with the Yuval, with Sokol conducting, Mordechai Sobel doing the orchestrations, and it caught on a little bit, but in Israel, just a little bit. I started doing it at my concerts, and every time I would do it, everybody started calling me, can I get the music? So I sent them the music. These are cantors calling me, cantors, this one, that one, that one. I said, okay, sure, of course. Because everybody was reading it in the synagogue on Shabbat. The rabbi would get up and, and that was it. Or reading it in English. And then in 2012, again, I sang it. I used to go every single year to Israel to sing with the Israeli Philharmonic. And Mordechai was conducting. He was conductor, and he was doing, and of course, Ophir Sobel, his son, now took over and is doing a lot of it with the orchestra too. I immediately, when I did it then, it went wildfire. It was like, they didn't let me off the stage. I don't want to say for a lot, at least 3-4 minutes. I was just standing there, and they just kept going, there's Israel, that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's how it started. Avinu Shebashamayim to me was a prayer. And I always had such emotional feelings for Israel deep in my heart. And as a prayer, I knew what I wanted to do with it. I wanted to make it into something which everybody would be able to just sit there and emotionally, it's the kavana I want to create. Yes. Within each individual, the kavana. I was in the first shul, and I used to sit there, and people were sitting there like bumps on a log. They weren't being involved, and half of them could not daven, or 3/4 of them. Not everybody is an Eastern European Jew who came and knew how to daven, or a yeshiva bacher. And the reason I started that was to get people, inviting them in, make them congregate, make them not my choir, but make them feel so that they could get the ruach, and put their own kavana in it once they feel it. So I wanted maybe to write something that would create emotion or get them involved.
Sol, it has a wonderful blend of both congregational singing and chazanut, with the alternation between the two. And everywhere that I have been, the congregations, the Kahalim, just love to sing that refrain.
The refrain.
Avinu.
It's the refrain.
Yeah.
And now it seems that when I was told that even every little shtibel is singing, when I was told that, I said, nah, how do they do the middle part? Oh, they don't do it. They just, they read. So what I said, okay, so you know what I started doing? From the Chazek at Yedei Miginei Eretz Kadeshenu, I just rewrote it. I just put in a version in all my books. Chazek, 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 at Yedei Miginei Eretz Kadeshenu. So I just went, I used the same, there were only 3 little melodies there in the entire Avinu, all right? So that's what I just did. And I utilized, and it worked. Because you're saying, bless the state of Israel. Now, you're asking Hashem to do that. And of course, you're in Barech et Medidat Yisrael, Reishit Smichat Geulatenu. And then you go to, you're saying, Ushlach Orcha Va'amitcha L'Rasheo, Sareo, V'yatzeo. And you're saying, send your light and truth to everybody who, to the leaders who advise, who give.
They need it. They sure need it.
Oh my God! You're talking about Israel. 2 Jews, 3 opinions.
You are a giant of Jewish music, and
so are you. I love your musicality and your very unique, beautiful harmonizations, and you've really done a big job with Zamir. God bless you. God bless you. And may you have many years of that.
And you too, sei gesund, and especially in this time. Thank you.
You're right. Stay healthy. God bless you.
Right.
Amen.
Bye.